Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her, and you know what I love a little bit more? I love my cup mug, yeah. And you can get your cup mug at lonagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, period.
And hello, my name is Jack. I am the resident game designer of the panel, and if I had a nickel for every time a UK show that premiered this year had an incredibly confusing first episode and then actually showed that they knew what they were doing in the second, but probably lost a lot of viewership because of that, I would have two nickels, and you would have two nickels for me doing this kind of comparison twice.
Yes, absolutely.
Which means you get paid to be here, so good job!
Good for you too. Yay. Look at us. Look at us.
I'm bringing perfect wealth to the world, so that's exactly what we need right now.
Absolutely. And we are here talking about all things, Destination X. Because that's what we do here, and that's what we're doing here today. Yeah, so we're gonna get into it because we got a lot to talk about. We have a lot, but not a lot to talk about all at once. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But we're gonna dive all the way into it. But before we do, y'all know what to do, or maybe you don't know what to do. If you don't know what to do, hit the subscribe button. Thank you. We appreciate you so much if you subscribe to this channel and all of our other channels. We are on a mission across the entire Cup Network to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. So we really would like you to subscribe and help us out because once we get 1,000 subscribers here on this channel, a lot of things unlock and unfold for us so we can give you better content. So help us out, help us get to that goal. We appreciate you. You can also follow on all of our other channels, like I said, at the Cup Pod for Drag or Drag Race, at the Cup ESC for Eurovision Song Contest, and at the Cup Ringside for all things WWE. It's SummerSlam weekend, so got videos coming out for you on that as well. Um, yeah, we got a lot going on. Also, follow us on our audio podcast link if you need to check us out on the go. We truly appreciate that. Join our Patreon and check out some exclusive content that will never come out on the channel and some early access things that you'll get to see first before anybody else. So check that out. Also, follow us on our socials at the Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. It's a lot of fun things going on over there. And you can follow Jack and I if you wanna. No pressure to do that, but I mean, we're cool people and we like follows as well. So if you want to follow us, that'd be great. If you don't, that's cool. Keep it cool. Keep it cute. Jack,
Lana.
episode 2 happened of Destination X. And it was, I will say, like you said earlier, I will say, the clues this time around were much better. They took us off of extreme hard mode and just put us on hard mode. Like it still was hard figuring out and deciphering some of the things, but it wasn't like they were trying to misguide us into different directions that was not even part of where we were going.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of the issues with the previous episode were just misleading of all of the clues relate to here. The actual location is way up here. This time, all of the clues really focused in on one location and presented them in all such different ways that all string together really nicely. So, honestly, this is what I want out of the show. Some really, really good cluing. So,
Uh, Absolutely. It made sense. It wasn't anything like, okay, I think we're here. No, we're nowhere near here, but you're going to continue to lead me to this direction where that's going to be. So I appreciated them for that. It was definitely better. The first episode had me very confused. This episode left me very satisfied. So I love that.
Hmm.
Um, we start off with everybody back on the bus and going to the next challenge, and they were all talking first, still shocked about Deb being off the bus, and then um I think figuring out on the way that maybe where they thought they were was not where they were, because they're figuring out that this might not be what we thought it was, because now they're figuring they're going west or east. They don't know if they're going south. They know they're not going north.
Hmm.
So they're just like, we just need to know. And we see this back and forth with Nick and Ben, both just talking, both not knowing anything, but just talking. And everybody's like, I think Ben just likes to hear his own voice. And Ben is like, I mean,
Not
I
wrong.
not not
Not gonna
very
tell you
wrong.
wrong.
Not very wrong at all. He's just talking. He really don't have a clue what he's talking about, but he's just talking. You know, and I'm like, okay, Ben, go ahead and talk. He admits that this is maybe his going through his midlife crisis. He's not buying sports cars, but he's going on trips around Europe in a game for £100,000. So
Mm.
yeah, but a lot of talking about buzz. They get to the challenge, and the challenge, they all have buttons. They all have their goggles on, and they know they're standing by a lake, some lake somewhere, and the goggles will come on to show them different clues. But if somebody hits the button, everybody else's vision will go off, and that one person's will stay on. Nobody will know who presses the button, but they will lose their vision, and the other person will keep their vision and get to see the clue all to themselves. So when they get the button that everybody's talking about, they're like, okay, so nobody hits the button, right, Jack?
Like we've all seen this song and dance on like any show ever that's like, oh, but if someone does something and they do it alone, they get a point. And everyone just immediately goes, well, no one's going to press the button, right? That'd be really mean and unbecoming. No, someone is going to press the button. Like,
It probably would have been me. I probably would have pressed the button.
I, mate, genuinely, it is something with British reality TV compared to American reality TV where being a betrayer is very frowned upon and is against the game, except in the traders when people are forced to do that. So I get it, but at the same time, like, thank God some people at least were willing to play very, at least keep individualistic things in mind.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, one of the two of them then blew that shot immediately for no reason. But
I would have pressed the button and said nothing, but that's just
oh
me.
yeah, absolutely. Every single time, it would have been like, "Oh, the clue's nearly out. Cool, I get to see it."
And I would press the button and be like, who did that?
Oh
Who
my
pressed the
god,
who
who
I thought
pressed
we
the
agreed.
button? That's so crazy,
We
guys.
agreed
Come
not to do that.
on.
We agreed not to do this as I'm looking at the clue. We all agreed not to press the button. I can't believe y'all would do something like this. This is sick. Sick. I'm disgusted.
Yeah, guys, you know what? We can do this next time. Like this next round, no one press the button.
Nobody
Nobody
pressing
do
the button.
it.
Nobody pressed the button.
No. uh
Oh, please. But we do get the first clue on this, and it's a man on a paddleboard in either a lederhosen. They're thinking a lederhosen. And Dawn is like, oh no, this is Swiss. This is Swiss because
mhm.
I have a cousin who showed me a picture when they were in Switzerland, and they had these kind of garb on, this kind of outfit on. It's a Swiss outfit. And so I was like, even though, and I will say, I clocked Switzerland once they left France. I was like, I think they're going to Switzerland. And when we saw the mountains and
Mm-hmm.
they showed us the valleys and the houses and the neighbor, the town. I was like, oh, this looks very Swiss to me. I was like, this looks very Swiss to me. I think this is Switzerland. That was when I figured out Switzerland. That was my only thing that I didn't figure out nothing
Yeah.
else. I figured out it was Switzerland. And then when we saw this guy, I was like, it's definitely Switzerland. And the picnic that they walked up on, it had chocolate in there. I was like, Swiss chocolates. They had wines and all the different regions of wine. But the all the different regions were around Switzerland. It wasn't Switzerland. Like they had French
Yeah.
wine and German wine and all types of other all the surrounding areas of Switzerland was the wines and then the sausages and
Yeah.
all that stuff. I was like, okay, okay. But the Swiss chocolate stood out to me. Then I saw that Swiss outfit. That, like I said, I saw the homes and the villages. I was like, this looks very Swiss to me.
I will say I was pretty between Swiss and Austria. A lot
Hmm.
of it can look very similar. And a clue after this gave me it, but I will note we also had a clue before any of this, which was just a red truck alongside
Yeah,
the
oh,
bus
forgot
that
about that.
said caution, highway fault. It was red and white, and specifically, it had plus 41 as the start of a phone number, which no one could successfully clock. I partially guessed that, oh, we have a white plus or a
Yeah,
white cross on a
like the
red
flag.
background. Maybe, but that's also the colors of Austria. So
Hmm.
at that point, I'm still between two locations, but I'm pretty sure it's one of those two at the very minimum.
Absolutely. That all makes sense. All of that makes sense. I forgot about the truck on the highway. But yeah. So after we see the paddle boat guy with the later hosen or the Swiss outfit, then we see a boat with throne marks, with a
Yep.
throne mark banner on the side. This is what Jack says they got an idea.
I I had an idea, and the first idea I had was okay, throne mark means something. I'll figure that out later. Let me convert the numbers at the bottom into letters. A equals 1, B equals 2, so on.
Hmm.
And this is honestly where I believe the producers probably screwed something up because
Hmm.
looking back on it, I can see what this was attempting. It was 1822 9 1818. That produces RVIRR. Move the letters one forward and you get SWJSS. But if that J is an I, Swiss.
Swiss.
So I think they
Oh.
meant to put 1822 8 1818, and that's why they didn't talk about it because they were like, well, we accidentally butchered that clue.
Mm.
But yeah, so in my mind, I'm like, maybe Swiss. Switzerland probably tracks here. And then third clue, which we see, I was like, yep, Switzerland.
Yeah, your brain, I would have never thought that with seeing throne mark. Like, never would I have thought that.
The throne mark part, I don't get until way later.
Yeah.
So
But the next clue we get is carbon free, gold neutral or
go
neutral,
carbon neutral.
go carbon neutral. And but Saskia pushes her button. And so nobody sees that but her. But she's like, I don't know what that means. Go carbon neutral. I was like, I know exactly what that means because
Mm-hmm.
Switzerland is always neutral in every argument or situation going on in the world. And they're very much a green country. Like everything is, they don't like leaving carbon footprints behind. They're very neutral. They're very green. So I knew it. I was like, okay, so we are in Switzerland. Period. Now where are we in Switzerland?
Mm-hmm.
I like that the clues matched up to where they were instead of trying to mislead in different places. But then the last clue, this one
Yeah,
was this one wasn't a good clue at all.
I in retrospect, I can see what they were attempting,
Tempting, yes, but
but
it
oh
didn't
my
come off right.
god.
But
It's an insane clue to give without any sort of map materials.
absolutely. So James hits his button, and so nobody else sees what this sailboat comes out with these letters on the sail. DAF question mark FLI. Like that's the order it was. And I was like, what? I'm like, is it flip, slatto,
I
fad?
I will note that it wasn't like the letters in a line. They were
No.
all over the place, with
They
the question mark generally central to all of the
And I
letters.
think it was the flat. What I did think afterwards, like this was way at the end, I was like, okay, so the letters were where, if they were on a map, where they would be with the
Yep,
question mark being Switzerland in the middle. And I'm like, okay, so, eh, yeah, Italy, all France, all the
Italy's
places.
down here. Austria's right over here. I have
France is
no
over
idea where
here.
the hell the D fit in, to be
I don't
honest.
either.
Oh, Deutschland.
Do- Okay.
See, that kind of it's like yes, but no.
No, no, I would have never figured that out. I would have been looking at them letters like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and to be honest with you, still don't understand the FL. I think it's Liechtenstein or something similar, where there's a microstate right next to Switzerland, and I think
Latvia
that's what it's
maybe.
referenced. Maybe, but at the same time, it's like the FL completely threw me off because I'm like, what the hell does that mean?
I have
But
no idea
yeah,
what that
no,
means.
this clue didn't make any sense to me, so I was like, cool, I'm pretty sure it's just Switzerland, and I'm gonna ignore everything
Right,
else.
everything else, I'm ignoring all of that. But so afterwards, they get back on the bus and automatically is like, who pushed the button? So who pushed the button? And
Mm-hmm.
anybody, Josh is like, somebody pushed the button. Y'all just want to fess up on who did it? And then like people sitting there. And Saskia was like, I have something to say. I was like, no, girl, don't say anything. You don't owe these people anything. But she told him that accidentally hit the button. She wasn't trying to hit the button. She's like, I don't know how, but I hit the button. It was an accident. Judith is not buying it. Judith is like, yeah, right. You have to push that button pretty hard to hit that button. It is not something you can just accidentally hit. It wasn't that sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not gonna say it out loud to nobody else. She kind of keep that to her little information to herself. She's like, that's just don't. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. If I was Saskia, I wouldn't have said nothing.
And well, the other person doesn't say anything at the very least.
No, because he's a player. He's a game player. And that is
Mm-hmm.
James. James didn't say anything. James was like, I'm not taking nothing. I'm taking that to the grave, honey. Or at least in the show come out. I'm not saying nothing. And he didn't. And I would did the same thing. And everybody's like, well, whoever did it, it's just some people we can't trust anymore. Blah blah blah. I'm like, well, but
Okay.
you but you know who
Uh,
clocked him?
But you have to figure out who you can't trust for that to be a problem. So like,
And somebody did figure it out. Somebody did clock him. And it was Judith.
mm-hmm.
Judith was like, I think I think it was James. I think it was James. And I don't know. He came and sat next to her and Dawn, and they were chit chatting.
Yes.
They were chit chatting. He came and sat next, and she was like, oh, mm,
Interesting.
don't know if I trust him. But she's still keeping that to herself. They all go to bed the next day. They wake up and it's a new day. Nobody quits. Yay. Love that.
The normal state of the game. No one decides to randomly leave.
Right. Very happy about that. Nobody
I hate
quits.
it here.
So I gotta do this. But they get to they're looking at the out the trying to look out the window, and then Rob pops up and he lets them know that they are going to be in split into two teams. And team A is going to be Saskia, Nick, James, and Dawn. And team B is Josh, Judith, Darren, and Ben. So they're split up. They had put the goggles on. They've got put somewhere, and they realize they're going up. They're like, "Ooh, we're moving. We're going up. I don't know where we're going. We're going up." So finally, the goggles come back on, and they see they are on a cable car going up these mountains. Beautiful mountains, by the way.
Beautiful.
Beautiful mountains. I would have been pissing my pants though, being that high up in the air like that in
Oh
the
yeah.
cable car, a rickety cable car that's swinging. Oh no. Uh, but they are going up, 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 and then all of a sudden they meet up in the middle and stop. Yeah, died. I would have.
It's like, and I'm done. I don't need to
I
be here right now.
I would have been sitting on the floor in the corner weeping, like, please move this thing. We are
I'm good.
dangling.
I don't need to be here right now. I'm gonna be real honest with you.
I am not afraid of heights. I'm afraid of dangling. I'm afraid of
Yeah.
just being suspended in the air and something could fall. Like I'm afraid of falling. And so knowing that these cords, these little cables could snap at any moment in time and I could fall to my death. No, no,
No, I'm
no,
good.
no.
Oh, oh, and you want someone to dangle at the bottom of this?
Oh, absolutely not me.
No, no, I'm good. Like, you know what? On one hand, I'll take it because if something goes wrong, my family is going to get more money than this show could ever provided. On the other hand,
I don't want to
I
die.
don't want to even consider that option. I'm going to be real honest with you,
Yeah, no.
but
My skills would have been better off staying inside the thing as far away from the windows as possible. Just
yeah.
honestly, but they go up and they have instructions. So, like you said, somebody has to rappel underneath it to get the clue, the first clue. And Josh and Nick decide that they will do it, and they go. They have to be, you know, pulled down underneath. Look at the clue, which was 1540, and they had to come back up and open the box that contained a flag, some flags, and some instructions. And the instructions were to pull off, look at the boards to see their next clues, to try to decipher their next clue. So there was a see there differently sign, a
Uh huh.
no a no smoking sign with German colors in the no part, and a tutu, half of a tutu. Even though to me it looked like a bird at first, and I was like, "What is that?"
I also thought it was some sort of bird or something similar, but
Glad I am not the only one. I was like, "Looks like a bird to me," but then they're like, "It's a tutu." I was like,
huh. You know what? Fair. Now that
"Sure."
I'm looking at it and it's a 2-2, sure. In that case, oh, two.
It's half of a two. And the team A figured that out for the no smoking. Nine is no in German, so they're like nine. See there differently. They were like three. The C three, the THREE.
Literally, they just threw a full on cryptic at them, and I'm not complaining.
Right. And then like I said, half of a two is two. So 2932 or 392, whatever the numbers were.
Yeah.
And they put it in and they opened up the thing, got the ladder down. Once they got the ladder down, somebody had to go up the ladder to wave the flags to know that that team has won. And Nobody was listening to Judith over there on Team B. Judith was like, I think it might be. And they would just talk. When you put three men in a room with one woman, the men always think they know best. But then when you figure
Mm-hmm.
out if you would have just listened to the woman, who's a nuclear engineer, she's a nuclear engineer. She got brains. She has brain. She has brain. You want to listen to the taxi driver and the pilot, and the man. Well, I don't even know what Ben does.
Ben is a surfing instructor.
A surf instructor, a taxi driver, and a pilot. But you don't listen to the nuclear engineer about numbers when most of her life is surrounded by numbers. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
That's why you lost. That's why you lost. That's why you lost. Just, I was like, she's trying to tell you. She's like, hey, I think we should look at the it might be numbers. It might be, and they were look. No, they weren't listening.
It
And then they went.
just uh,
Uh, I was like,
uh
okay, whatever. But Saskia, Nick James, and Dawn win. Good on them. They win, and they get to send two people to get another clue, a big, huge clue. So they send Saskia and Nick, and they go up this beautiful mountain across this long bridge that I no, I wouldn't want to go.
yeah, little much.
It was
I
so.
will be honest,
Mhm,
as they kept showing us stuff, and
mhm.
once again, if you have not watched Destination X US, you are going to have problems watching this series in general. I thought this was the Sphinx Observatory that we had seen when they
Mm.
went to Switzerland. So I was
Yeah,
like, okay, yep, we're fully locked in. Turns out, very wrong. Just a
nothing.
different observatory. But
It was still beautiful though, but I was like, yeah, I don't need to cross this bridge.
yeah,
But
no, I'm good.
and then they also said it was windy too. Oh God,
No.
no. No, God, no. I would have been so scared. But they get to the end of the bridge and they see two maps. One map is like a pulled out map version of the map where you could see where you were, but not
Hmm.
exactly where you were. And then the second one was a zoomed in version of that map, which showed the letters TERH.
Done. At that moment, I knew exactly where we were.
I didn't.
That I will say that is the one thing that immediately clocked for me, where I was like, "Oh, TERH. It looks like we kind of have like the first half of an O. The
Mm.
shape on the left side kind of looks like a T. Oh, oh, okay. Matterhorn. Looking back to Throne Mart above, Throne Mart is an anagram for Matterhorn. Matterhorn is the correct answer this week. Yay! Thank God it made sense for once.
I'm glad you figured that out. I just knew Switzerland, and that was going to be all I knew at this point. I was like, I just know we're in Switzerland. I didn't even know. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I didn't even know the Matterhorn was in Switzerland because I don't know Switzerland. But if I
To
would
be honest
have
with you, neither did I.
If I would have known, if I was going on a show like this, I would study stuff like that. So I probably would have known about the Matterhorn and all of that stuff. So I would have figured that out eventually if I studied. But just going off of general knowledge that I know, had no idea the Matterhorn was in Switzerland. Have I heard of the Matterhorn? Yes. Did I know where it was? Absolutely not. So learn something new every day, folks. You keep watching these shows, you learn something new. And I did. So they decided to take the zoomed in map instead of the zoomed out map. And that's probably what I would have taken too. It made sense. It helped certain people figure out where they were, and it helped, and it just confused other people. Like, we have no idea what that means. Um, but they also decided as a group not to tell the others what the clue was exactly. They will have a story to tell. They will give them a half truth. Like, they didn't tell them everything, everything, but they told them some things. Like, they told them they got a map. It was a map that had, it was a zoomed out map, and it had yellow, blue and red lines on the map, which it did. They
Mm-hmm.
just didn't tell them about the letters that they saw on it. They were like, there was no letters. It was just a shape. So they said, we're probably in Switzerland. They let them know that, which was true. They were like, we're probably in Switzerland, but we don't know exactly where.
Also, basically everyone had clocked that they were in Switzerland by this point, so confirming that didn't really hurt anyone.
Absolutely. And they realized that Baby Don was the only one that was right in the last time, because they probably left France to go to Switzerland in that moment. So I'm like, okay, cool. Work, work. But now it's time to go to the map room. And of course, everybody goes to the map room, and the losing team goes in first. They're not particularly sure where. They feel like Josh obviously feels like maybe they got half truths from the other team. They didn't really get the whole thing. So he doesn't really know. Nobody really knows. They're just trying to figure it out. They just know we're in Switzerland somewhere, and it was lakes involved. There was a lot of,
Mm,
and they were like, it's several lakes in Switzerland. So a lot of people were looking at Lake Geneva, Lake Hado. Can't pronounce the other one. Started with H, but it's different lakes, and everybody was like, it's different places. So they were trying to figure out where. They're like, in the mountains. Is it the Alps? Uh, so they're going on the map room, and they're looking for mountains. They're looking for mountains by lakes, or whatever. And most of them land on Geneva. We had Josh and we had Ben all say Geneva around that.
yeah. Dawn, Ben, Josh, and Ben, Josh, and Darren all land just around Lake Geneva.
Yeah, they all land on Geneva. And then Judith lands in the middle of Switzerland, by closer to the mountains area. She was looking at the Alps. So
Hmm.
she lands closer in the middle of the map, while the Saskia lands out not too far from Lake Geneva, but a little closer.
Yeah.
They, my thing, I was worried about the winning team, because I was like, everybody's going to go in there if they're not exactly sure where they are, if they don't know exactly this was what this was, that it is Matterhorn, that they were going to go and start looking under Switzerland for anything that has Erh. Like, I didn't, and we saw, like, she was like, where is it? Like,
Yeah.
James was like, where is, I don't see anything that says that. I don't know what says it. He's looking. I'm like, they're gonna run out of time, because they're looking for Terh.
Which is so unspecific to
Yes,
everything that we have. But
absolutely.
someone did actually clock it correctly.
Nick clocked it correctly, right? He said, once he said he saw that, he knew exactly where it was, because he just knew. And I was like, and he chose not to tell anybody where it is. I'm like,
Good for him. If
okay,
everyone is confused about it, he can either say afterwards, like, hey, actually, I saw in the map room, I saw TRH. I'm pretty sure it was Matterhorn, and just have that plausible deniability, or say nothing and
right,
nothing changes.
absolutely, absolutely. But everybody places their X, and we find out from our host Rob that 5 kilometers
Mm-hmm.
separated the two people who was the furthest. And unfortunately, the person who was eliminated this week was Dawn. She
Damn.
started from, and I was like, shoot, she was spot on the last round and completely off this time and cost her.
So ultimately I think the issue was I mean, everyone had seen like the mountain layout and everything.
Hmm.
Dawn discarded that clue and went essentially as furthest west as you could on Lake Geneva. She basically chose Geneva, the actual city.
Mm,
I did the calculations. The second farthest was Judith with about 118 kilometers to Dawn's 125. Meaning if
mm,
Dawn just like moves a little bit into the Lake Geneva itself, she probably survives.
yeah,
It's genuinely just a really, really bad read within the map room. And I mean, I'm very happy to see the game playing out like that, but also, like,
yeah,
in US terms, that's like a mile and a half off,
yeah.
which is insane.
Insane, crazy. It's wild. That's wild. But Dawn falls victim of just being short of getting the right place. And it was wild. But and so everybody's sad because they're shocked to see Dawn go because they're like she was right last time and
Mm-hmm.
now she's wrong and she's gone. And she goes off the bus. She sees she's in Matterhorn. And she's like, I did not even think of Matterhorn. This is crazy. Um, Poor Dawn. She's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But you would think they would end the episode there, but no, no, because we get back on the bus and Nick is instantly instantly looking out the window and Saskia is like, Dawn just left. Can we calm down for a second? Like, can we can we? He like, what? I'm just
Looking out the
she was
window, like
trying to
pressing
see
my ear to
something.
it.
She's
Like,
like,
if she starts screaming the word Matterhorn, I'm gonna be really happy.
right. She's like, give it a rest, Nick. Like, calm down. Like, she was even said, could we black out this window so he could stop? And so now Saskia's annoyed. She's annoyed with Nick because he's continuing. She's just nonstop playing the game, even after someone just left. It was very emotional. She's like, can we get a second to breathe before you go right back into game mode? Nick's a game bot.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't know how to turn it off. He doesn't know how to
Yeah.
turn it off. He's a game bot. But it's annoying Saskia. And she's kind of like, is there a moment where you just not go play the game or and he's like, I'm always playing the game. So, but I mean, aren't we all playing the game? And she was like, yeah, but I understand both points. Understand both points. I understand her like, can we just take a second? This person just got off the bus. We, we kind of want to give it a minute to breathe without thinking about the game for like a second because we know we're gonna always think about the game constantly. But can we give it a second? And he's like, what am I supposed to be crying for? What am I supposed to be stop playing for? Because somebody got off the bus. That's the name of the game. That's what we signed up for. We know what this is. So why are we? And I'm not really doing anything but just looking out the window, just trying to see what direction we're going. So I understand what his plan was. I understand why she felt that way. But he's kind of like, at some point, we're all going to have to do things in this game that is going to hurt people, or we're going to have to lie, we're going to have to manipulate, we're going to have to deceive, and it's going to come to that point. And she's like, so when is that point for you if you're not playing right now? And he's like, I mean, in the semifinals, when there's three people, we go all have to play. So she was like, oh, so you plan on getting to the semifinals? Oh, you plan on doing this in the semi? Like, she was like on his head, like she was not letting go, and he was kind of just like trying to defend himself. Like I said, I understand where both of them are coming from, but it was just fun to watch that little back and forth. I was like, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh. It was interesting. I mean, what you think about that, Jack? Was there?
I
Yeah.
mean, there is definitely an edge to not being seen as like a massive threat, especially early on, of like, oh, well, you were on the winning team. I'm now suspicious that you might have, just because of your actions, I'm pretty sure you might have like tried to hide a clue or like press the button, or like you realized something and didn't tell people. This is just going to paint like more and more targets on Nick and Ben. And now Nick is doing it again to the point where everyone's like, well, we can't share anything with you anymore because obviously, if we tell you anything, you're going to immediately crack it and we're screwed for the round. So, yeah.
It was interesting, but that's how they left us with Saskia just looking at glaring at Nick, and Nick is like, "What?" Just like I said, he's a game bot. He does not see anything wrong with what he's doing. I mean, he doesn't. He doesn't see it. But we do get a preview for next week where they're on a train. Um, they're going through luggage and trying. I was like, I feel like I've seen this one before.
That this one we've seen before, and then the castle that we saw feels a little bit familiar.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
So, I mean, I think we might have accidentally already clocked this one just from the trailer.
Yeah,
But
yep,
I
yep,
mean,
yep.
the good thing is, it's like great, we know the country.
Yes. Are they
There's
going to a
so
different
many other
destination?
things.
Right. Are they going to go to a different destination than before? But we know the country we're in. I'm like, ooh, okay, good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
But that's all we got for this week. Because we're gonna be back next week, next Thursday and Friday to talk more Destination X UK. Um, Jack, it's been a journey, so I think we should go to bed now. I think I'm sick and tired of
I
sitting on this bus.
I would also like to go to bed. I mean, let's get off this bus, go to the bed bus, and then go to bed.
Absolutely. So we're gonna go to bed. You guys go and watch another video because we got plenty of videos for you to watch. Also, you can subscribe to this channel and all of our other channels and follow us on all of our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok and Blue Sky. Follow Jack and I if you want. Get follow up, join our Patreon, our audio podcast links. Get your mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And yeah, go watch another video. We're going to bed. Good night, y'all. Cheers.
Cheers.